Folks, welcome back to the Presidential Podcast, the #1 history podcast, probably in the world, some are saying, in which we take one date on the calendar and prove that it's basically been running the show for centuries. Today's lucky number, August 12th. It's the day that's had everything: epic battles, brilliant discoveries, tragedies so bad they make you want to put down your coffee, and even the invention of the sewing machine. That's right, August 12th is like the Costco sampler platter of world history. You've got war over here, science over there, a little dash of human stupidity for flavor, and of course the occasional politician making a bad deal. Segment 1, the Battle of Ascalon, 1099. August 12th, 1099. The Crusaders win at Ascalon, fresh off taking Jerusalem. They're outnumbered, barefoot, carrying a piece of wood they're calling the True Cross, and still somehow they wipe the floor with the Fatimid army. People say it was religious zeal. I say it's proof you don't underestimate guys who are basically hangry, sunburnt, and running on a mix of adrenaline and blind faith. They didn't even take Ascalon after the battle, so congratulations on the win, fellas. But you left the enemy base standing. It's like winning a football game and then letting the other team keep the trophy for now. Segment 2, the Battle of Didgori, 1121. In Georgia, no, not that Georgia, King David the Builder defeats an army that was anywhere from 100,000 to "are you kidding me" men. How? Elite cavalry and better planning. It's a lesson as old as time. Quality beats quantity, unless we're talking about fries, in which case give me quantity. This battle kicked off Georgia's golden age, which is like when you finally pay off your mortgage and can start buying nice things. Segment 3, Mongol invasion of Japan, wrecked by typhoon, 1281. The Mongols show up with 4,400 ships and 140,000 troops. That's not an invasion, that's a cruise industry takeover. And then, boom, a typhoon hits and wipes them out. The Japanese called it kamikaze or divine wind. Nature literally said, "Not today, Kublai." Fast forward to World War II, and that same word gets a much darker PR campaign. Shows you how history rebrands. Segment 4, Atranto Massacre, 1480. Ottomans take the city of Otranto in Italy and execute 800 people for refusing to convert. It's horrific, it's brutal, and it scared the daylights out of Europe. But within a year, the Ottomans lose the city again. So if you're keeping score at home, 1 point for intimidation, -1 for holding territory. Segment 5, King Phillips War ends. 1676, Metacom, a.k.a. King Philip, is killed by another Native American allied with the English. This wasn't a simple us versus them war. It was messy, with shifting alliances. It's a grim reminder that colonial conflicts often ended with the indigenous side divided, which made it easier for the colonists to roll right over them. Kind of like when the other team starts fighting each other in the middle of a match. You don't have to be a great player to win, you just have to let them self-destruct. Segment 6, Washington's strategic worries, 1776. Washington writes that his army is falling apart from smallpox and desertions, and he's terrified of a British blockade of New York. This is before America became the plucky underdog success story. Back then, it was like being a startup with a product everyone thinks will fail, except your investors are farmers with pitchforks. Segment 7, Singer patents the sewing machine, 1851. Isaac Singer patents a better sewing machine, and in doing so, changes everything about clothing production. He also pioneers the installment payment plan, so basically he invented buy now, pay later, before Klarna was a twinkle in a Silicon Valley coder's eye. It's not just a machine, it's the beginning of mass fashion and every closet full of clothes you've ever regretted buying. Segment 8, Asaf Hall discovers Deemos, 1877. Hall almost gives up looking for Mars's moons, but his wife says try one more time. Boom, he finds Deemos, then Phobos. Moral of the story, behind every great discovery is someone saying, don't quit yet, and maybe also thinking, if you don't find something soon, I'm taking the telescope away. Segment 9, End of Spanish-American War and Annexation of Hawaii, 1898. In one day, the U.S. ends Spain's empire in the Western Hemisphere and grabs Hawaii. Talk about multitasking. This is the moment America goes, you know what? Let's try being a global power. And like a guy who suddenly buys a sports car, it changes everything about how people see you. Segment 10. Roosevelt and Churchill meet. 1941, before America even enters World War II. FDR and Churchill meet in Newfoundland. Out of it comes the Atlantic Charter, a blueprint for the post-war world. It's got all the big ideas: self-determination, free trade, no territorial grabs. Basically, it's a group project where both guys hope the other will actually do the homework. Segment 11. Atranto Massacre, 1944. A Nazi-led massacre kills hundreds of Italian villagers, including children. It's one of those moments in history that sticks, not just because of its cruelty, but because the place itself becomes a living memorial. Decades later, trials finally bring some justice. Late but better than never. Segment 12. Night of the Murdered Poets, 1952. 13 Jewish intellectuals are executed in the Soviet Union on Stalin's orders. This is political paranoia mixed with anti-Semitism, and it wipes out some of the brightest voices in Yiddish culture. Stalin didn't just kill people, he tried to erase their words. Spoiler, didn't work. Their legacy survived him. Segment 13. Japan Airlines Flight 123 crash, 1985. The deadliest single aircraft disaster ever. A faulty repair leads to catastrophic decompression, and 520 people die. It's a harsh reminder that in aviation, there's no such thing as a minor repair mistake. Boeing, JAL, and the Japanese government all end up paying and changing safety protocols, because sometimes tragedy is the only thing that forces improvement. Segment 14. Discovery of Sue, the T-Rex, 1990. Sue Hendrickson finds the most complete T-Rex ever. This fossil isn't just big, it's a celebrity. It's toured museums, starred in documentaries, and probably has a better IMDb page than some actors. Also, Sue lived a rough life. Broken ribs, arthritis, infections, so even dinosaurs had Mondays. Segment 15. Kursk submarine disaster, 2000. The Russian nuclear submarine Kursk sinks, killing all 118 crew. The Russian Navy's response is a masterclass in denial, delay, and general incompetence. Western help is refused at first, then grudgingly accepted too late. It's a tragedy wrapped in bureaucracy. Segment 16. Swiss banks Holocaust settlement, 1998. Swiss banks agree to pay $1.25 billion to Holocaust survivors and heirs. Turns out neutral doesn't always mean innocent, especially if you've been sitting on other people's money for half a century. This was a long overdue reckoning, and it set an important precedent for holding institutions accountable. Segment 17. Last U.S. combat troops leave Vietnam, 1972. America's combat role in Vietnam officially ends. The Paris Peace Accords come later, but this is basically when we pack up and say, we're done here. The war left scars on everything: foreign policy, public trust, even music. Without Vietnam, we might not have half the protest songs in your dad's vinyl collection. Segment 18. International Youth Day 2000 and World Elephant Day 2012. Two modern commemorations. One celebrates young people, our future leaders, unless TikTok fries their brains first. The other celebrates elephants, nature's wise old giants, unless poachers get to them first. Both days are about protecting what's valuable before it's gone. In conclusion, so there you have it. August 12, one day, hundreds of years, more human drama than a reality TV season. We've seen crusaders and kings, inventors and astronauts, massacres and miracles, and even a dinosaur with arthritis. If history teaches us anything, it's this. The world changes fast, the stakes are always high, and sometimes the wind, literal or metaphorical, decides the battle. See you next time, folks, and remember, dates on a calendar aren't just numbers. They're reminders of how far we've come and how much work we still have to do.